You know that built-in safety net you feel when watching a horror comedy? Like the ghost pops out, people scream, someone trips over their own feet, and everyone just lives to joke about it.
Right, exactly. Which is, a massive hurdle for any franchise. Once you understand the formula, the fear just naturally evaporates into routine.
Well, welcome to today's deep dive. We are exploring a fascinating long-form review of the 2026 Thai film Pinak 5. And our mission today is to figure out how this fifth entry completely avoids sequel fatigue.
Yeah, and actually raises the stakes to keep you hooked, because usually you end up laughing at the monster instead of hiding from it by part 5.
Right. So, okay, let's unpack this. Because the sources highlight a massive narrative shift that breaks that comfortable routine. This time around, someone actually dies.
Oh yeah, it brings this genuine, tear-jerking sadness to a franchise that was previously built on, survivable, chaotic encounters.
It's exactly like playing a video game where you've been using an invincibility cheat code for 4 levels.
Yeah, exactly.
And suddenly the game just glitches and turns it off. You're terrified because suddenly every single joke and jump scare carries the actual heavy weight of survival.
That's a great analogy, because by introducing real consequences, the writers take the ghost from a slapstick obstacle to a genuine threat. It completely changes the atmospheric pressure.
But a character's death only really lands if the supernatural threat has actual grounded motivation, right?
Exactly. And the review notes that Pinak 5 leans heavily into Thai ghost folklore for that. In this context, ghosts aren't just evil to be evil.
Right, they have rules.
Right. They are bound by strict mechanics of karmic debt. The haunting is basically an unresolved ledger of trauma that the characters are forced to balance.
See, I have to admit, I'm always a little skeptical when a movie tries to tie up karmic loose ends with a late-game twist.
Oh, sure. It can definitely feel cheap.
Yeah, like, is this twist actually clever? Or is it just a desperate shock value trick to fool the audience because they ran out of ideas?
Well, what's fascinating here is that it is a recontextualizing twist. It doesn't just shock you for a cheap thrill.
Oh, interesting. How so?
It proves the writers aren't just recycling ideas, they retroactively make the story smarter by giving earlier character motivations completely new meaning in hindsight.
Ah, so what we thought were random scares were actually deeply tied to that ancient karmic debt. It makes you want to immediately rewatch the beginning with that new lens.
Totally. But they have to walk a tightrope here, dealing with heavy karmic trauma without suffocating the goofy buddy comedy vibe this franchise is known for.
Right, because that's what the fans show up for. So how do they balance the comedy and the heart?
The loud, frantic group chemistry is still the driving force. The best laughs actually happen when those group dynamics clash under immense pressure.
Here's where it gets really interesting to me. I think the humor still works because it's basically a realistic stress response.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, fear just strips away those polite, everyday filters. We just see these characters' true, unfiltered personalities bumping up against each other.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, that stress response highlights the film's deeper thematic core, which is loyalty.
Right, because their friendship is tested by guilt and sacrifice.
Exactly. The narrative makes this profound point that pain doesn't just disappear when someone dies. It lingers. And if ignored, it becomes an obsession.
So ultimately, Pinak 5 succeeds because it respects its chaotic formula, but injects real loss and emotional investment.
Which explains why the review explicitly mentions that the upcoming Part 6 actually feels exciting and relevant. They found new momentum by proving the stakes are real.
In circling back to that safety net we talked about at the start, when a movie takes away your invincibility cheat code, it forces you to look at the real emotional stakes.
It really does. The film shows us that trauma can literally turn into a vengeful spirit.
It really leaves you wondering about your own life. Like, how often does your unresolved emotional baggage become its own kind of ghost, secretly haunting the people closest to you?
That is a heavy, but, very important question for all of us to reflect on.
Definitely. Well, got any thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions or favorite moments in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think.
We always love reading your insights on these deep dives.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more reviews and content on the latest news, movies, dramas, and books.
Yep, keep joining us as we unpack these stories.
And hit the bell icon so you won't miss any new updates. See you next time.